You know, folks know me as Aunt Pearlie Sue, but my name is Anita Singleton Prather, born and bred right here in Beaufort, South Carolina, the Sea Island Queen, I'm telling you. And I'll tell you, ain't no better place to be than right here. Now, when we start talking about folk tales and why we teach them, you know, morals is one of them things that just doesn't seem to go out of style. Folks just doing all kinds of crazy things that you never thought they would. So if I tell you, if you didn't think you needed folk tales before, you know you need them now. Because our kids are all mixed up, not really knowing what is right and what is wrong. We just tell them everything on one channel, and they flip to another channel, and that channel tell them something exactly the opposite. But folk tales are so important because it teach morals of what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is evil. Learn, teaching, chilling how to love one another, past skin color, and all kind of other crazy things we just divide ourselves in. So, with that being said, I want to tell you this story. Because this is a story that everybody can take part in. This is a story that everybody can do. Because they said, oh, everybody telling you what the world needs. They say, oh, we need more of this, and we need more of that, and we need more of this, and we need more of that. But what we really need is more love. And this is the story I was going to tell you. It's called There was once this great and mighty African king by the name of Mansa Musa. Most folk called him the Gold Emperor, but his wife just called him husband. That's what she did. And one day when she and her husband was rocking on their royal throne, just like this. Yes, they was. And she came up to him and she said, husband, mighty king. You know you're getting up in age. We both is. He said, yeah, baby. I knows what you're talking about. And you know it's time for you to decide on your ass for this great kingdom. Did I tell you King Mansa Musa was one of the richest mans in the world? Some folks say he was up to $400 billion. Woo! You talking about some money? He had some money. Money. Yes, sir, he did. And he looked at his baby doll and he said, baby darling, you sure is telling the truth. I need to decide on who's I gonna leave this great kingdom to. Well, you know, it used to be, the tradition is that you left it to the eldest son. But the problem was, they had triplets. Yes, they did. And they was identical, looking exactly the same. Oh, you couldn't tell them apart. No matter how hard you tried, you just couldn't tell them apart. So the king turned around to his honey bun, and he said, honey bun, talking in his sweetest voice. Honey bun, you know, and he started saying, arah. You know, when people say arah, that means they don't know what to say, or they're trying to figure out what to say. And he just kept saying arah. And she said, husband, arah what? Baby darling, I know you say, you know, the eldest son's supposed to have the kingdom. She said, that's right. And you know that too, king. You don't need to ask me no question like that. He said, well, that wasn't the question I was going to ask you. He said, I just need, you know, the answer to one question. She said, what is that? And she put her hands on her hip. You know, anytime a woman put her hands on her hip, that means she trying to figure out what you trying to say. And he said, all right. Can you tell me which of one of these boys of ours is the eldest son? Ooh, when I tell you that girl got madder than a hornet's nest. Oh, Lord, I tell you, steam was coming out her ears. Steam was coming out her noses. Oh, Lord, she was mad. And she put both hands on the hip just like this. She said, what you mean, king? You don't know your own chariots? He said, but baby darling, you know they look disalike. She said, I knows, I had them. I oughta knows what they look like. He said, but I just can't tell which one is which one. She said, so what you want me to do about that. Well, baby doll, can you just tell me which one is the eldest? There ain't number one question. That's all I needs to know. She said, tells you? One question? She said, well, I's got two for you, kid. He said, well, okay, baby doll. Oh, he knew she was mad, like I tell you. She had both hands on the hips, just like this. She said, first of all, did you carry him just one day for me, King? He said, no. I carried him 9 months, and you ain't carried him not one day. Oh, you one day. I got one more question for you, King. Them 33 and a half hours of labor, did you moan and groan just one time for me? Did you, King? Did you? He said, well, no. She said, well, then at least you could have done was stand there and see which one come first. That's all you had to do, to stand and look. That's all you had to do. And she snapped her finger, and she put her hand up like this, like, talk to the hand and not to the face, and she stormed off. Well, the king was in a pickle. You hear what I say? Lord have mercy. He didn't know what to do. He didn't know what to do. His honey bun was mad at him, and he still couldn't tell which one come out first. So he came up with ideas. Everybody's getting ready for the publisher sweepstakes. Everybody wants to win all that money. Well, the king came up with a contest for his 3 boys. He called them in there. Before he called them in, he called his servant. He said, servant, come here. But the servant came and fell on his knees and said, what, Sire? What can I do for you? He said, listen here, you see this great palace? The servant said, yes, sir. Sire, I see it. He said, I want you to go, and I want you to build a room on the side of this palace. You want me to build a room, sire? He said, didn't you hear what I said? I want you to build a room on this here palace. Yeah. That servant was such an honorable man. He did exactly what the king said. He built a room on the side of the palace. But now, one thing he didn't do, he forgot to put windows in there, and he forgot to put a door. So here he done build this room, and he can't get out. Lord, I tell you, men's. Lord, I tell you, men's. Well, he called for his sweet Petunia, and she came and she cut a door so he could come out. And when he came out, he fell on his knees before the king. And he said, King, almighty king, the room is prepared. The king says, ready? Yes, sir. I said the room is prepared. But with that, he called his 3 sons. Well, they came. The first son, that was Kunta. The other one was Kente. The third one was Quasi. And like I said, look exactly like alike. But there were some differences. Well, when he explained to them boys, he said, listen here. Y'all know, sons, I was getting up in age. And it's time for me to decide who's I gonna leave this great kingdom to. Well, Kunta said, yes, sir. Sure is time. About time. I've been waiting. Well, the king said, but I tell you what, this is what you got to do, so I can figure out who is worthy to have this kingdom. And so he said, I want you to go search the world over, and I want you to find something special to put in this room that I just had put on this palace. That first boy, Kunta, he looked at his 2 brothers. Did I tell you he was brazen, always bragging, arrogant and prideful? Oh, you know the Lord don't like no prideful person. He said that's an abomination. Just full of pride, just know everything. No more than what God know. I tell you, if you let him tell it, nobody knows nothing but him. Well, he told his 2 brothers, y'all may as well just get on out the way, because this kingdom is mine. Y'all don't know nothing. And so he went searching the world over. Yes, he did. He went to all the fine furniture stores all over the world. He went to Target's. Yes, he did. Oh, yes, he did. He went to Wally World. Yes, he did. Oh, Haverty's furniture. He even went to old Dixie furniture. And he went over there in Charleston to the old Sam Sullivan, Eddie It place right there on King Street in Charleston. Went to all the famous furniture stores. Got the finest furniture from all the finest craftsmen. Came in there, put it in that room, had that room decked out, almost looked like an HGTV room. HGT was looking for him to be the next designer star. Yes, it was. Oh, I tell you, it was something nice. He even had some of that Martha Stewart stuff up in there. Oh, Jesus. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Lord have mercy. Oh, I most got myself trapped. But I tell you what happened. We came out, and he said, Father, get on up. No respect. Father, get on up. Come on over here. Father, you going to love this. I tell you, Father, I know you going to love this. And then Father got up, out, off of the royal rocking chair. And he went to the door of that new room. And he stopped. And his son Kunta said, Father, why ain't you going in? Go on in. Go on in. The father said, son, I don't go in no dark places. He said, but look at all the fine furniture. Daddy peeped in like this. He said, yeah, what I see looks good, son. But your daddy don't go in no dark places. And the daddy backed it up. And went back and sat on his royal throne. Now that other boy, that second boy, Kente, fair but humility. Oh, yes, it was. Lord, when he talked, the honey just oozed all out the side of his mouth. He was such a sweet talker. Lord, when he sneezed and passed gas, powdered sugar came from everywhere because he was such a sweet talker. But now if you turn your back, oh, Lord, you could call him Dagger Dan because he put it right in your back. Oh, he was something else. He said, Father, I'm going to go search the world and find what this room needs. Then he turned to his brother. He said, man, you just as crazy as you want to be. Ain't nobody need no furniture when you was the king. He ain't need no furniture. Look at how, man, you just don't know nothing. This kingdom is mine. Well, he went searching the world. He went to all the finest restaurants. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Burger King. Haven't you been? Mickey D's super size. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He went to Outback, In Back, You Back, She Back. Yes, he did. Oh, he went to all the famous restaurants everywhere. And I was sitting right there on my porch just like this. I had some baking going on. And he passed right by my porch. And he got the sniffing like a damn. And he said, excuse me, Miss Pearly Sue. Oh. I said, hey, baby, what you want? He said, I smell something mighty fine coming from your house. You got something cooking up in there? Boys, you know I always got something cooking up in here. He said, what you got cooking? Oh, I got some sweet tater pie. He said, sweet tater pie? Oh, sweet tater pie? Can I have one of them tater pies for my daddy? I said, boy, who is your daddy? He said, the king. I said, boy, don't you play with me. He said, yes, sir, ma'am. The king is my dad. I said, hold yourself. Oh, I got about that king. I went and I got one of them pies for the king. I said, hold up, baby. Hold up, baby. I got some other stuff, too. Oh, Lord. I had some day old collard greens. You know them greasy greens. Go in greasy. Oh, come out easy. That's, oh, yes, I did. You know they don't taste good till they done been there. Oh, yes, sir. And I had some red rice with that smoked sausage up in there. Oh, yes, sir. Smoke. I like the pork in it. The oink, oink. Yes, sir, was up in there. Oh, I tell you. Ain't nothing like some good red rice, yes, sir. And I said, Lord have mercy. I said, you know, you can't have no collard greens without no cornbread. I said, boy, if you give me 22 minutes, I'll jiff you up, a jiffy and a jiff. That's I sure will. Oh, Lord. And I slattered that thing down with butter. Ladies, you didn't need no lip gloss for 2 weeks. Maybelline would be jealous. Yes, they would be. Yes, sir. Black Oprah would be jealous because them lips be all shined up. Oh, yes, it was. But I didn't have time to kill no chicken and pluck it and fry it up. I said, I tell you what, go on down there to the colonel. Tell him Pearlie sent you. Because I was the one that gave him the secret recipe anyhow. But I didn't give him all the spices. But you tell him to send a bucket of chicken for your daddy and then get an extra bucket and bring it back by half for Pearlie. You hear what I say, boy? Well, he did just that. And when he got all the food together, he went and he spread that food out in that room. Ooh, it was smelling up the kingdom, especially my sweet tater pie with that banana and that mace and everything. I ain't gonna tell you everything I put in there, but I tell you what, it make you slap your mama up here. But you better not do that, because that's a bad manners. It sure enough is. Well, sir, when it got all smelling up, he called his daddy. He said, Daddy King, come here, King. Oh, Daddy, Father, you gonna love this. Father, you gonna love this. Well, his daddy got up. Daddy got to sniffing. He said, boy, something sure smell mighty fine right here. He said, yes, Daddy, you gonna love it. I got a feast fit for a king. And he told his daddy to come on in the room. Come on in the room. And the daddy stopped. He said, Father, why are you stopping? He said, boy, just like I told your brother, son, I don't go no doctor. He said, but Daddy, I got all your favorite foods. Tater salad. I got sweet tater pie. I got collard greens. He said, boy, I smell it up in there. I tell you, my little gut about to eat my big gut smelling so good. But boy, Father don't go in no dark room. And he backed it up, and got back on his royal throne. Well, so, that third boy was sitting all by himself. His name was Queasy. Did I tell you he was a humble boy? Truly humble. With no false humility in him like his other brother Kente, or bragging and boastful and arrogant and prideful like his brother Kunta. But he was Queasy, means gentle soldier, gentle warrior. His brother teased him all the time because he was such a gentle young man. Kindness was his middle name. His favorite song was, if I can help somebody as I pass along, then my living won't be in vain. He'd go over there on the other side of town and I tell you, his brother said, man, why you going over there? Ain't nothing but some poor peoples over there. They ain't nobody. He said, they somebody to me. And whatever he had, he shared with anybody who was in need. Well, when his brother said, well, what you gonna go find to put in the room? He said, I don't know. They said, man, you don't never know nothing. Oh, man, get out of here. You don't never know nothing. But see, what Queasy knew was that this was not just something to take lightly. That the true treasure of the kingdom wasn't the gold and the silver and the diamonds and the fine furniture and the great feast and all that kind of stuff. He knew the true treasure of the kingdom was the heart of the people that he was there to serve. So he said, Lord, I don't know what to do. So he decided to go out into the sacred bush. For 3 days and 3 nights, he meditated and he prayed and he sought wisdom. He said, this is too big for me. He said, I don't even know what to do, how to serve your people. And that particular third night, it was so dark. The stars weren't out and the moon wasn't shining. He couldn't see because everything was clouded over. Just pure darkness. And he put his hands in front of his face and he said, Lord, if I can't even see my hands in front of my face, how am I going to see how to serve your people? He said, I'm not worthy. I'm just not worthy. He said, I must go and tell my father I'm not worthy to be over this kingdom. And so, since it was so dark, he lit a torch. And when he lit that torch, darkness vanished. And he said, oh, I know now what that room needs. And he got to running, and he got to running, and he got to running. And his brothers saw him, and they said, man, where you going? You going like you about to set something on fire. He said, sorry, brothers, but I ain't got time to talk. I got to be about my Father's business. And he ran to that dark room, and he took his time, and he lit that dark room up. And then he went, and he fell humble down at his Father's feet. And he said, Father, can you please come with me? And this time, when that door was open, light came flooding out of that once dark room. And the father said, oh, my wise and humble son, the kingdom is yours. And the mother, two brothers said, I know Father just done lost his mind up in here. And that first boy, Kunta, came and said, Daddy, what you mean the kingdom is his? He ain't brought nothing up in here. Daddy, look at all this fine furniture I got. I done went all over the world and got. I just got all of it, Daddy, and I didn't wait for it to go on sale. I got it at the top price, Daddy. What you mean the kingdom is his? He ain't brought nothing up in here but some light. Daddy said, that's right, son. See, until the light came into this dark place, I could not even see the true beauty of what you brought. Well, the second son jumped up and said, but Daddy, look at all your favorite foods. Sweet potato pie, collard greens, red rice, fried chicken from the Colonel. Not just 11 secret spices, but 15 secret spices. Oh, yes, sir, Daddy. The finest foods from all over. Daddy said, yes, son. Just like I told your son, your other brother. Until light came into this room, I could not even see the feast that was prepared for a king. They said, but we just don't understand, Father. What do you mean? All he brought was light. And the father said, don't you understand that light is the greatest thing that he could have put in this room? Light, love. That's what we're talking about. We're living in dark times where folks are hating folks just because they look different, just because they talk different. Just because one got money and the other one ain't got none. One pray this way and the other one pray that way. We just hate for all kinds of reasons. Just darkness everywhere. And then now we got, on top of that, you got a pandemic that's going all over the world, and people are losing hope and losing loved ones, and darkness everywhere. And you say, I'm just one person. Lord, what can I do to make a difference in this dark world? What can I bring into this dark room called this world? And he said, bring the light. And the light is L-O-V-E, love. When we love better, we get past skin color. When we love better, we get past whether somebody got on a mask or they ain't got one on. When we love better, we make sure everybody has equal access to a good education, good housing, food, water. When we love better, we do better. You want to change the darkness in this world? You want to change the darkness in this room, my sons? Bring the true light, not light for money. You had the love of money or the love of furniture and things, but love the true treasure, one another. And when we do that, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, L-O-V-E, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. I love you. And I don't love you because you're gonna love me back. I don't even love you because you got something to give me. I love you even if you hate me. I love you even if you try to mistreat me. I love you, and there's nothing that you can do about that. I challenge you, young people. We old folks done mess it up because we done taught y'all how to hate. Because when you're first born, you love everybody. Doesn't make no difference what they look like, what they got. But we've taught you how to hate. But we need you now to teach us old folks how to love. It's all right that we disagree. We can agree to disagree. But it's not all right that we hate because we do. I love you. Nothing you can do about that. I don't love you from the bottom of my heart. I love you with everything that I am. That's it. I'm done.